Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you to my subscribers and welcome to the newcomers. I hope that you like what you see, and if you do, please subscribe, like, share. It helps us grow the channel. Now today I am going to create this beautiful piece that pretty much just finished making it actually, and it's cherries. So just finished creating it. I hope you're going to enjoy it. I hope you're going to do it. And it's an easy pattern to make, not hard at all. The only thing I didn't put on the tutorial was these little leaves. I decided to add them now at the end. And these, you can find them in the leaves playlist on my channel. So you can go there and create them. And then very simple to add on. I hot glue it and then I give it a few stitches just to make sure that it's locked in, which because I did not put it on the tutorial, I'm just heating up the hot glue now and pretty much just going to show you through here how I do it. So there is no complication on how to get them in place. So you pretty much just put a bit of glue. You don't have to put much. It doesn't take much to glue it in. And you just glue a little bit just so they can stay intact in place. And just put a little bit here on the cherry over the stitch. Do the same thing here on this one so it can stay together. Because I did not put it on the tutorial, I'm showing you now. So like this, you have no doubt on how to add them in. And you don't need much glue. You just put a very tiny bit just to get it settled in. Not that complicated. Just like that. And then you do the same thing on the other side. So very simple. Go to the playlist and see where it says leaves. And you can do it from there. Okay, so basically I use number 4. Just give me a second here. Get rid of the hot gun glue. Number 4 yarn. I will be using this green, which is the green up top. I also will be using this mixed green, which is the one here. The multicolor red and white, and of course white color. This is Portuguese brand, as you can see. Bring it up closer. Ladybug number 4. So this is thread 4, 100% cotton, and made in Portugal, of course. And that's about it. So we're gonna get started on this. I hope you enjoy it. This is a medium size. I will be making a bigger size, but I will not record it because it's identical to this. It's just on the stitches here at the beginning. Instead of having 38 or 36, you can go 46, 48, and so on. I explained to you at the end of the video. So let's get started. Thank you so much again, and thank you for all the people in the groups that have been leaving me beautiful comments, and thank you so much for your support. Very kind of you, and very humble, very touching. I also would like to mention that in the next few patterns, I will be naming them after members of my family that are far away from me, and they're dear to my heart. So I wanted to make sure that they're there for life on YouTube, and it's in their honor. So I will be creating pieces and in the colors that they absolutely love. It's their favorite colors. So I'll be creating the pieces in the favorite colors that they like. And I'll see you also for the next tutorial. So let's hope you enjoy this one. Let's get started. Thank you, everybody. Okay, everybody, so I made a chain of 43 stitch. We're going to turn once. We're going to go back 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And on this 4th one, we're going to do 6 regular stitches inside. on the same place. 3, so we've done our 6 regular stitch, and now we're going to do a stitch on each loop, grabbing the back loop and not in the middle so it doesn't curl up on you. And we're going to do stitch by stitch on each loop until the end. Getting to the end, we'll be doing the 6 stitches on the same place. I'll show you once we get to the end. So now we've reached the end, and we're going to do on the same place where we have already 1 stitch, we're going to do the 6 stitches. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to go and overlap all the other stitches and do regular stitch on top of stitch until the end. Sometimes you have to stretch it to make sure that you're not missing any of them, because if you have a tight stitch like myself, they tend to crumple up. So I just want to make sure that I have a right 2, 4, 6, and then so on. I'll meet you at the end. So we've reached the end, we've locked in. Now we're going to go up 3, 1, 2, and 3. On the same place, we're going to add 1 more. In the next space, on the same place, we're going to add the 2. So this round where we have the 6, it's 2 per each. So we're going to have a total of 12. Okay? So next one, 1, same place. 2. Next one, 1, same place. 2. Okay, so we're going to have a total of 12. And then we're going to do regular stitch all over again. So we've done our corner where we had the 6 stitches. We added 1 per each, so a total of 12. And now we continue with our regular stitch over stitch until the other corner, and repeat the same thing as we did on this side. So whatever you do on one side, you have to complete and do the same thing on the other side. I'll meet you at the end where we're going to do the 12 stitches. So we've reached the one that's inside already the 6, so we're going to add 1 more in the same place. Next one, we're going to do 2 in the same place, so we're going to do our 12 stitches. Next one, 2 in the same place. And I'll meet you at the end. The other one is just stitch over stitch, exactly like we did on this side. Okay, so we've reached the end. We've locked in. We go up 1, 2, 3. On the same one, we're going to add another one. So we're going to have 2 on the same place. On the next space, we're going to have 1 alone. The next space, 2 together on the same place. Next space, 1 alone. So it's going to be like that all the way around. I mean on this corner. 1 alone, 2 together, 1 alone, 2 together on the same place. So as you see, 2 together, 1 alone, 2 together, 1 alone. You're going to do this just around the corners where we did our 6, our 12 stitch. And then the other ones are single stitch. Getting to the corner here, the same thing. Once you start to hit that inside corner, right here, then you do 2 on the same place, 1 alone, 2 on the same place, 1 alone. I'll meet you at the end over here. So very simple. Whatever you do on this side, you have to do it on this side the same way. So we've reached the end. We've locked in. We go up 1, 2, and 3. On the same place, we're going to do another regular stitch. On the next place, we're going to do a single stitch. And next place, one more single stitch. So we're going to have 2, 1 alone, 2 together, 1 alone, 1 alone, 2 together on the same place. And we're going to do this on the corners the same way. And on the sides, we're going to do stitch over stitch, regular way as we've been doing. So the only thing that changes is here on the corners. So 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2 until the end here. And then we're going to do the regular stitch on this side, regular stitch on this side. On this corner the same way. We're going to do 2 on the same place right here. 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. I'll meet you at the end. So we finished our last row. I've changed color. I'm going into the white. We're still doing 2 on the same place as where we left off. Now this time we're going to do 3 single stitches. So 1, and I have to work with 2 threads because we don't have size 4 for a while now since this pandemic. On the white, they've run out of the white in the island, so I'm stuck with 2 threads at the same time. So okay, 2 together, 3 single, 2 together, 3 single. So it's going to be like this on the corners, and then the sides will be the regular stitch over stitch, and on the other end around the corner will be the same thing as this. So we have 1, 2, 3. So I've already over stitched over here. I keep yeah, and then I forget where am I at. Okay, so 3 single, okay, so this is how we're going to do 2 together in the same place, 1, 2, 3 single, 2 together, 1, 2, 3 single, 2 together, 3 single. We're going to do the corner like that until here. There's stitch over stitch on this side, this side. I'll meet you at the end. Go up 3 and I'll meet you up there. Okay, so just want to touch base with you. So we did all the stitches, 2, 1, 1 single, 3 singles, double, 3 singles, double, 3 singles, and we're doing the same thing on this end. 2 together, 3 singles, double, 3 singles, double. Just want to make sure that you understand what I'm saying. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so we finished this row. We're gonna go up 3, same place. We're gonna add another one. So 2 in the same place. Next stitch, 1 single. So we're gonna have 4 singles now. Okay, well, the other one we did 3 singles. So we started off with 1 single, and then 2 single, 3 single, 4 single. Next row 5 singles, 6 singles, 7 single, and we're gonna go up until there's 10 singles. But check in with me before you go all the way to the 10, just to make sure that I do the 10. Because if I find that it's too big already for what I want to do, then I'm not going to do 10 singles. I'm going to cut down maybe to 8. So checking in a little bit. I'm going to let you do your singles, and we're going to go up the rows, do 2 more, and then check in case I've decided to cut down on the 10 singles. And then we're going to take it from there. So don't just do all the 10 singles and then check with me, you know, because I might change my mind and I might do only 8 or 7 singles. So check with me in a little bit. You could always advance the video, see where I'm at or where I'm going, so you know where I'm going. Okay, so I'll meet you on the next few rows up, which is the same thing. Okay, 2 together now, 1 2 3 4, and then 2 together again. So nothing changes, both ends are the same, the sides are stitch over stitch, so we have 2 together and 4 singles. Okay, so check with me in a little while and see if I'm doing the 10 single stitches, if I'm going to the 12th row. I might not do the 12th row. When I'm talking about the 12th row, I'm talking about from here 1 2 3 4 5 and so on until 12. The 10 singles obviously will be 10 rows plus these 2 would make the 12. Anyway, check with me in a little bit and see if I did the 10 singles. I might do 8 depending on how wide I want it to be. Okay, everybody, so I pretty much did the 10 for the size that I wanted. It was just perfect. So 10 single stitches. Okay, let me show you. So let's say there's 2 here together, right? Then you have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, and you put it on the 11th, the 2 stitches together. So now we're going to start back with the red, and we're going to be doing some cherries, you know, so we can lift up our spirits this summer with some fruits and stuff. Okay, so now we are going to grab, say this side I started, where we usually start our 2 stitches together, or 1 stitch together, and we're going to make a knot on our thread, and we're going to come through the first stitch we did here, and we're going to make a small stitch, and now we're going to do 11 small stitches. So it's going to be 1, so 1 2 and 3, oops, 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 and 11. So we have 11 small stitches. And we're going to go up 5. 1 2 3 4 5, and 2 more to come back and do our stitch. So we're going to do 1 2 on our third one. We're going to do 3 regular stitches, so that counts 2 3. Our next one, 3 1 2 and 3. Our next one, 3 1, 2, and 3, always on the same one. Then you go to your next stitch, 1, same one, 2, same one, and 3. And your last stitch, 1, 2, and 3. I'll do 1, 2, and just tie it as a small stitch in the bottom. So here's your first cherry. Go up 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and repeat the same thing again. Go back to the third one and do 3 inside. So we're repeating the same thing as we just finished doing, but we're going to repeat that 3 times. So there's 3. Go to your next one. 1, 2, and 3. Go to your next one. 1, 2, and 3. Go to your next one. 1, 2, and 3. And your last one. 1, 2, and 3. Give it 1, 2. Come back to your last one here where it's the small stitch, and just whoops. And lock it in. So now we've got the 2 cherries, and now we're going to do one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Go to your third one. 2, 3. Next one. 1, same place. 2, and 3. Next 1, 2, and 3. Next 1, 2, and 3, and your last one. 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to lock it right down here on the small stitch. Just need to fix them a little bit because they tend to look out of shape, but we're gonna have these beautiful 3 little cherries like that. And then we go back into the next stitch right after, and we're going to separate it by 11 small stitches again. So 1, I want to make sure I didn't skip any. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It will all go to place once your round is done. It will all fall together into place. And it's going to look so pretty like that. So do your 11 stitch. So once we do the 11 small stitches, we go back again and do the cherries. 7 stitch. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We go back 3, 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to do 3 stitches in each one, like we just finished doing on the same place. Go back to the next one and do your 3 stitch in there. So it's going to be repeatedly the same thing all the way around until the end. So I'll meet you at the end, people. Nothing to it. 11 separation, 7 stitch going up, and 3 on each stitch going down. So 1, 2, 3, and we have 2 more spaces here to do. Of course, my stitch is always very tight, you know. 1, 2, 3, and then the last one, which is always harder because the stitch now gets tighter and tighter, obviously. That's why it's good not to tighten it too much when you're doing the 7 going up. 2 and 3. I'll do 1, 2, and come back down and lock it in. And there you go. Now go back up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we repeat the same thing. So do that, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everybody, as you see, this is a little hint. For some of you, sometimes I have difficulty on seeing stitches or counting stitches as you're going. This is usually what I like to do when I have a lot of stitches and I want to make sure that I have my cherries or flowers or petals, whatever I'm doing into this sort of pattern like this, either round or oval. This is the best way because sometimes we can get confused over the curves and the turns. I have leftover thread that I don't use much and I don't care to waste it because I don't use much of it. So what I do is, since we know we have to do 11 separations in between the cherries, right? So I like to count the stitch already to begin with, the 11 mark separation. So I know automatically if I'm going to balance it out or not. If I'm missing one or I have one extra, then I know that I can balance out somewhere in my pattern, so there is not a big gap. Lucky for me, everything is perfect. It matched just perfect with the 11 separation, counting from one place to another. It balanced perfect. So that means I didn't make one little hair. That's rare. Usually you'll miss a stitch here and there, or you'll have one extra one, which is not a problem. Either you have an extra one, you can play with it, and if you're missing, you could always add. But when sometimes it comes to certain curves and certain separations, kind of hard, you know, to count the separation of stitches. So I cut these pieces of thread, I count them, and I stick them on, and I count them, and I stick them on. So I know automatically I can't miss out when I'm doing the 11th stitch. I know where these are at. I have to do my cherries, so it stays balanced pretty much everywhere. And then once I'm there and doing the cherry, then I can just pull these out and throw them out. So just a little hint for you, especially some of you that have a hard time with counting stitches and balancing out. It's much easier this way. You can do your small stitch, and then you know that when you hit one of these, you have to do your cherry, so you can't miss out. And they're perfectly balanced, separated the same way. Okay, just a little hint for you guys. Okay, everybody, so we pretty much finished doing the cherries. I've cut in my yarn, tied it up already, got everything pretty nicely fixed. And this is more or less what they're going to start to look like. So it's going to look beautiful. Now we're going to go back into the white, and we're going to start creating, again, regular stitches on the red ones here. So, and I have how many? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. I have 20 cherries. Doesn't matter if you have 21 or 19. It's not going to make a big difference. So don't stress over it. Don't worry about it. But this is what the beautiful cherries look like. And it's going to look even more nicer once we put the green leaves on them. And we're going to take it from there. So we're going to go back into the white, and right from where we started adding the stitches, sorry, I'm off camera, right from the beginning where we started, well, we're going to put 2 again together because we're you know, it has to expand, so it has to, so right at the beginning, right here, we're going to do 2 stitches together, like regular what we were doing before. On the corners here, we have to add the stitches. So go up 3. On the same place, you add another 1. And then you go to next one until the next place where we have to add. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, after you've done your 9, you go right back here where you did your stitch inside of the red one. And you just do your regular stitch, 10 and 11, and then you just go on the one right after the cherries, which is the first loop here. Of course, it's a little bit tight because we did the cherries, but we still can manage going in. So we grab it here because we are doing the 2 we're adding. So 1 more. So you know you have to add on the corner curve, right? 2 right after the cherry. So you're going to add another one right there, and then another one right there, just for the corner on both ends. The side stitches, they stay the same, nothing changes. So we're good to go. You go until the last one there, and then you grab the one in here like that, and then you grab the next one right after, right here, and you add 2. So not complicated, And you're supposed to do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So you do 7 times that you're going to add. Or for some of you that have a few stitch less than 6. What you don't want to do is add them on the sides, because then it's going to look crippled. It has to be added is on the curve on both ends. So right after the cherries, so you start right from the beginning of when you started the cherry, or when we started the yard, right from the beginning. And then you go to the next one, and then you go to the next one, and then you go to the next one. And you add it from there. It's not from here, it's from here. So you add it from the corner, which you can see the line. So you're going to add it here, 2, 2, 2, 2, until we finish with the adding right here, 2. Okay? And the sides will be the same. So I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so just to confirm with you so you don't get lost anywhere, in the curve, so we're supposed to have 11 stitches because we add right after the cherry, we add 2 in the same place. So your total is 11. And on your sides, you're supposed to have 10 stitches. We're not adding, so it's 10. Okay, just to make sure that you don't, if you think you're feeling lost or you're missing stitch or you need to add a few more, so you know that your corners is 11 because we add 2 right after the cherry. So you have 11, 11, 11, 11, and 11. So you know it's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, depending upon your stitch. Okay, so it's 11 in between, and then the sides here and here will have 10 between the cherries. Okay, of the white. Just wanted to check up on you. Okay, so we finished doing this row. We've locked in, we went up 3, and now we are going to, hold on a minute, made a mistake here. So we went up 3 on the same place. We're going to add another one because we're doing the adding on the corners. So it's 2 in the same place and then 1 single one. So where we added right after the cherry, we're doing the same thing. We're adding another one on the same place. So not complicated. So as you see, this is the single one behind the cherry, right? And this is the 2 that we added. So we're going to add another one in here. So 2 on the same place where we added in the bottom, and we continue on. So basically you're adding where you have added the previous row. Okay, so you're going to do that on both corners of the pattern, and the sides will stay the same with one per each, and just the 2 inside where we added right there, right after the cherry. Okay. Okay, everybody, so I've been trying different designs to come up with something nice for these cherries, and I wanted to put, like, you know, the stem on it. So I've been trying different ways. So I started 5 here just before the regular 2 stitch in there. So I did 5 small stitch, 5 chain. I grabbed it into the middle here, which I will show you. 5 chain going up, counted 4 space in between, and small stitch 10 times, and then on the 10th I did a 5 chain again, came to tie it up in the middle of the cherry, and it's what it came out like. So I'm going to show you so you'll know what I'm saying. So here I did my small 10 stitch, and I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Don't loosen it too much if you have a loose stitch, and if your stitch is extremely tight, or maybe give 4 if your stitch is too loose, 4 stitches instead of 5. Okay, so now you can see where the big space is. So you would go in from the bottom and out. You get it in there and pull it in like that and lock it in and go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very simple. I mean, it's not complicated at all. So now you would count 1, 2, 3, and 4 on your fourth one. So 1, 2, 3 on your fourth one here. You'd go in and you give that small stitch. And of course we'll fix the cherries, everything at the end. Of course it's going to look like messed up now because we're working with it. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we do 10 small stitch and then the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm even going to get you a little bit closer. So down here where we have the big space of the cherry, so we'd go in and out. So we'd go in and out from here. We pick up our thread, our yarn, whatever you're working with. We lock it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we'd count 4. Not counting the one that we stitched in, the one right after. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we'd give it a small stitch here. And like this, it will be more or less the stems in the center of our cherries, like that. Of course, once it's fixed up, will be a different story, you know. See, like these ones here, it looks really nice. Okay, so 10 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We go in the middle, right in the middle here, and we're going to bring our needle in, pull our yarn out, or thread. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If your stitch is too wide, then give it 4 only. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like that. Starting to take a little bit more shape now. So I was messing around, wasn't sure what I was going to do. You know me, I'm always trying to study different patterns, different look, different styles. I try not to be the same as anybody else, so I like to do my own creation, my own design. So we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, come back in, grab it, pull your thread or your yarn. Don't loosen it too much there when you pull it. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to count 4 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, of course, some of them are not going to be, you know, perfectly right on the center. Probably sometimes they will be a little bit more off, but you know, you don't want them to be perfect. Cherries are not perfect, right? Nothing in this world is perfect. So I think it looks perfect enough for us. So it's a different, just get you to look at it. It's really pretty. So we're going to do that all the way around, nothing to it. So basically start where we started the 2 at the beginning, at the 2 at the corner, right? And what I did, like I said, this is where the 2 stitches are in the same place, right at the beginning. I went back 5 space. So I know that here I'm going to have to add another 5 because it's 10 separation, right? So just to make sure, because I like to mess around with it before anything. So I put 5 and then 5 going down, 4 separation and 10, 5, 4 separation and 5 again, then 10 separation. So nothing to it. Very simple. Just have to count your stitches, that's all. So 1, 2, 3, get you closer, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're right on top of it. Okay, so because we're on top of this one, I'm going to go back a bit. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can see as you're going, you know, like you don't have to be extremely precise on it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to do it on my 7 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just so I can give it a little narrow. It's not like, you know, the end of the world there that you go back 3 or 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now count your 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that, you know, it's much easier when you're doing corners, because in the corners we have 11 stitches, right? Well, actually 12 stitches, because we added another one on the white row, right? So obviously here on the sides, I guess it becomes smaller, but no issue, no biggie, it's fine. If I have to cut down the stitch here and make 4, then I'm going to cut down here. Instead of 4, I'm going to put 3. I'm going to check and I'll let you know in a few seconds. Okay, like the one here too. So this is 7 also. So this is, because this is the side already, so I'm going to do it 7, 7. And you see, you know, if you need to do, if you can do the 10, you do. If not, then you do the 7. So we have 3, 4, and 5. And we go into the middle here. We grab our thread, pull through, lock it in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you count the 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm sure it's going to fall more even when we get to the corners, because we have more stitches because we added on more stitches. So it looks like it's 7 on the sides. You know, I'm going with the flow too. Don't forget, I'm creating this thing at the same time as I'm filming. Sometimes I do patterns before just to test it. And sometimes I don't feel like it. I feel like just creating as I'm recording. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we'll do 7 on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it all depends on my mood, if I want to do it before or I want to do it during recording. And like I said, sometimes I'll do it before I record just a sample, and then I take it from there and create the rest, or I record and create at the same time. And sometimes I have to take down quite a bit and redo, take down quite a bit before I actually start filming. 3, 4, and 5. Like for this green, I had to take down quite a bit a few times to figure out what I was doing. 2, 3, and the fourth one. So you go on your fourth. And then I think we're hitting the corner, so it's going to be 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yeah. Okay. So basically the side ones are 7 separation, and on the edge, on the corners here is 10. So no biggie, no problem. We have it under control. We have it all in, and it's just perfect. Okay, so continue yours, I'll continue mine, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everybody, so we've locked in, and we're going to go up 1, 2, and 3. Next space. We're going to do regular stitches, next space. And we're going to do regular stitches throughout this whole row. And then go in here and do a regular stitch. So there's 3 regular stitch inside of the space. Go on top. Now we have to add another one right here from the start. So we have to add 2 in. Well, we have the other 2s added in, as you can see. So actually it's not on this, is it? Yeah. Yeah. So right after your 5 stitch, that's on the round, on the corners, and then the regular stitch all the way through. So nothing to it. It's like we're doing a little grass or something, I don't know. I like the idea, so I try to create what I can. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we go into this one, and we create another one inside of the same place because we need to add for the corners. So pretty much this is what it's going to look like. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. The sides are all stitch over stitch, and the same thing, 3 inside. Okay, everybody, so we finished the green, excuse me, all around. Now we go back to the white, and we're going to start exactly where we have the two stitches, so just the one before. We're going to do a stitch, hide your thread, your yarn, whatever you're working with. Go up 3, 1, 2, and 3. Inside where we have the 2 stitches, we're going to do 2 stitches inside. So nothing changes, it's the same stitch from the beginning, until now. So next stitch. So everywhere there's 2 on the corners, you do 2. On the sides, it's single stitch, over stitch, in all of them. So nothing to it. I'll meet you at the end. So you know that when you're going to get here and there's 2, you got to put 2 inside and 1 on each other one. Okay? Okay, everybody. So we did the row of white. We are going to continue the next row of white also and do exactly the same thing. Go up 1, 2, and 3. And where we have the 2 together, we do the same thing. We're going to add the 2 together in the space. So 1, 2, and the regular stitch everywhere else. So nothing special about it. We're just growing the pattern a bit more. I am probably going to add another row of cherries, but this time the cherries I'm going to have some of that black and red thread, like, you know, some of the black cherries and just turning red. So I'm probably going to add a row of that as the last row. So I'll see as I'm going along how it's going to turn out to be. So we have a few more rows like this, and then we have to add the other color, the red and black maybe. If not, I'll just do the red and this mix of white. And then again, last row will be with the green, of course, to close up the chapter on this pattern. So just continue doing that. So you're going to put your 2 where the 2 are, and then on the sides just single stitch. So nothing to it. I think it's coming along pretty nice. What do you think? I think it's going to be beautiful. It's different, right? So I'll see you at the end. Okay, everybody, so we pretty much did the white after the green. So now we're going to close it up with the green. This will be the last row. So this is one of the small pieces. If you want it longer, then on the first row here, then you would add, you know, instead of being 36, you'd go to 46 or 56, depending on the length you want. So this is a medium one, and I will be creating a big one, but I will not do the tutorial because the same thing as this one. The only difference is you add on the first row your chains. Instead of 36 or 38, whatever size you're making, you go 10 more. So we're going to start by the green. And you pretty much go in where we have, or actually, you know, the corner, right where it starts, the two chains together there, the 2 stitches together. So just go in, hide your thread, your yarn, whatever you're working with, go up 3, okay, just give me a second to figure this one out because I had an idea of how I'm going to end it, and then I changed my mind. So let me test it, and I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, so pretty much I came up with this one. I've tried several ones, and this so far was the one that I like. So it's 3 regular stitches in the same one where we first started the 2 stitch together. Bring you up closer. So 3 stitches, regular stitch, and then 3 chain stitch. We make the little pom-pom, and then 3 stitch, regular stitch again. We skip 2 small stitch, skip 2 again, and repeat the same thing. So now I've skipped 2, and now I'm going to go and put a small stitch, and I'm going to go 1, 2 on the third one. I'm going to do 3 regular stitches. So Nothing to it, very simple. 1, 2, and 3. Go back on the first one here to make your pom-pom. There it is. And back in the same place, 3 regular stitches again. So very simple pattern, nothing to it. Like I said, I'm going to make a longer one also, but I'm not recording. 1, 2, and 3. You give your small stitch, and then you skip 1, 2, and 3. You go up your 3 regular stitches again. So nothing to it, people. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I thank you very much for stopping in. For the newcomers, I hope you liked what you see. If you do, please subscribe, share, like, comment. It helps us grow the channel. To my subscribers, thank you so much. To the people in the groups that I'm in, thank you so much for your compliments and your kind words. And I hope to see you on the next tutorial. Don't forget to hit that bell notification to get the new uploads. Thank you, everybody. And I'll see you very soon. Please stay safe. And I'll have the reveal shots at the end with the small video to go along so you can see how it turned out to be. It's a very simple one, but a very beautiful one. Okay, so this is pretty much what it's going to look like. I think it's beautiful, so please enjoy, everybody. And I just wanted to say that in the next few patterns, I will be dedicating them to certain members of my family. I want them to have something to remember by on YouTube, so I will be giving their names. Thank you so much.